Hello, my name is Gianna Anacarico, and this is my law case presentation for ATE 3515, Law and Ethics of Veterinary Profession. The case I'm going to be presenting is the case with Gilman versus the State of Nevada's Board of Veterinary Medical Examiners. This citation is volume 120 of the Nevada Reports, beginning page 263 of volume 89 of the Pacific Reports, third series, beginning page 1000, decided by the state of Nevada in 2004. Facts of the case. On October 22nd, 1998, Mr. and Mrs. Selinsky took their ill beagle to Dr. Bradley Gilman, a licensed veterinarian, to his animal hospital for routine vaccinations and an exam based on the dog having diarrhea for the past 4 days. After trying to attempt and run diagnostics with the veterinary staff, who was an unlicensed veterinary technician, the dog was extremely frantic in the back and anxious while trying to obtain x-rays due to Dr. Gilman thinking there was a blockage. And after tying the dog up to have him settle down, the technician asked permission to go and see if to get sedation for the dog. Once returning back, the dog did settle down. They were able to obtain radiographs without sedation. Dog was returned to the owners, where after leaving the hospital, the dog collapsed. It was referred to an emergency hospital and then later died. Mr. and Mrs. Selinsky then filed a complaint with the state of Nevada's Board of Veterinary Medical Examiners. The complaint filed, the administrative hearing resulted in the court finding at an evidentiary hearing on December 13th, 1999, the board voted to convict Dr. Gilman of incompetence and gross negligence under the Nevada Code of Ethics and under their Nevada Code of Incompetence, and also under the code of using an unlicensed veterinary technician. The board did then suspend Dr. Gilman's license for 60 days and placed Dr. Gilman on a probation for 3 years. And additionally, the board did assess, and Dr. Gilman had to pay $18,093 for costs and attorney fees. Issues during this case is, were Dr. Gilman's constitutional due process rights violated during the disciplinary proceedings? Was there sufficient evidence to support the board's findings? And did the board apply the proper burden of proof? And for these issues, the board, it held that the disciplinary proceedings compiled with due processes requirements, and that the board's findings did not violate Dr. Gilman's due process rights. Subsequent to the board's ruling, Dr. Gilman did file a petition of judicial review, but the district court denied his review. He appealed to the Nevada Supreme Court, and the court remanded the case to district court to remand to the board for a determination of whether Dr. Gilman's misconduct was shown by clear and convincing evidence. Was there sufficient evidence to support the board's findings of gross negligence, incompetence, and the use of an unlicensed veterinary technician? And at a public hearing, the board did announce that there was clear and convincing evidence that demonstrated Dr. Gilman had engaged in misconduct. The district court affirmed the board's decision and assessment of costs. Dr. Gilman moved to file supplemental records and motions in the Nevada Supreme Court that would show the disciplinary actions violated his due process rights. The Nevada Supreme Court then granted the motion. Decisions of this hearing is after Dr. Gilman, as I mentioned before, that the evident hearing at the board, they did find him in gross negligence and violated the code of ethics and using a unlicensed veterinary technician to stress Mr. and Mrs. Solinsky's beagle out. But Dr. Gilman had made several arguments to support his challenge to the board's actions. First, he argued that the members of the boards could not serve as impartial decision makers. Secondly, Dr. Gilman maintained that the board abused his discretion by assessing board costs against him and that the board improperly levied $7,145 in expert witness fees against him. And then thirdly, Gilman argued that the board should not have ordered him to pay for the investigation and hearing attendance fees of the veterinary witness, Dr. Mike Shamara. Fourthly, Dr. Gilman contended that the board failed to show that he was grossly negligent or incompetent by satisfactory proof, and the board's findings that he had acted incompetently by hiring an unlicensed technician violated the prohibition against the ex pro facto laws. And then finally, Dr. Gilman argued that the board violated his due process rights because it did not allow his attorney to make objections to the record or to highlight exploratory evidence in the record at the public meeting conducted by the board remand. The reasonings for or some options that could be considered could be argued as reverse the board's decision as far as not having his license restored, matter of dismissed or reprimanded for another hearing, and the board required to conduct a new disciplinary act, but the court determined that the hearing compiled with constitutional due processes, and Dr. Gilman had noticed and an opportunity to defend himself. The factual findings were adequately supported by the record. The other reprimand options considered could be that the court could have concluded that the board relied upon insufficient expert testimony. Failed to explain its reasonings and additional factual findings. But as the court rejected that option, because the administrative record was complete and adequately supported by the board's conclusions. Some ethical considerations and reasonings for this is that the state of Nevada Supreme Court reasoned that the board provided adequate notice, a hearing, and an opportunity for Dr. Gilman to present evidence and cross-examine witnesses, satisfying his due processes. Expert testimony and factual records supported that the board's determination that the standard of veterinary care had been breached, and the evidence also supported findings regarding the improper use of the unlicensed veterinary personnel. And the statutory requirement of clear and convincing evidence protects licenses while allowing regulatory boards to discipline practitioners who threatens animals' welfare and public safety and confidence. So, ethical considerations would be maintaining complete and accurate medical records, ensuring there is appropriate licensed staff or supervision for non-credentialed staff, and communicating effectively with the clients, and letting them know, like, this is, let's take another turn for this pet, and, have a different decision for him, and to providing like the best patient care. For my analysis, this case is frequently studied because it provides a guidance to administrative agencies and those facing disciplinary actions from an administrative agency. It sets forth an explanation regarding what costs a prevailing agency may collect in a disciplinary action. This case also is frequently studied because it provides a guide to the court also highlighted the importance of detailing the costs and providing reasons for the costs that accumulated for Dr. Gilman in specific. In addition, veterinary licensing boards have broad authority to regulate professional conduct, and poor documentation and inadequate supervision can contribute to disciplinary findings, especially in this case. And due processes protects veterinarians while also allowing boards to enforce professional standards. I hope you liked my case. Here is some other citations where you can find the complete case for it. Thank you.